This Devanand Yoga lecture was given by Guruji Rivera and translated by Victor Flores. Hari Om, and welcome to the world of yoga once again. Before our talk today, we're going to have a minute of silence. So sit down in a comfortable position with your back straight, placing your left hand above your right hand, and placing your hands on your lap. Let's close our eyes, relaxing the body as much as possible, and observing how from the depths of your heart you start to feel love. It's a different type of love because it's a pure love. It does not demand or expect anything in return for the love that it gives. That love within you is so pure that it will always purify and help anything that it touches and the environment around it. It's a love that is incapable of hurting others. And the more love you emanate, the more love, the more motivation, the more positive energy comes out and touches everyone. It's without attachments, without desires. And that beautiful type of love, little by little, starts spreading throughout your entire body. And that love fills every cell of your organism until it cannot be contained anymore within your body. That love goes beyond your body and starts filling your home, your apartment. That love starts going and spreading throughout your neighborhood, through your city, through your country. That beautiful love keeps spreading out, and we visualize how it goes and spreads beyond this country to the other continents. And the more it spreads, the more intense it becomes, purifying the body of all negative things and making this world a better place to live. And the more love that comes out of your heart, the more love you have in your heart. Because the source of love is within you. It is your soul. It is the soul. It is you. And little by little you start becoming an instrument of love, an ambassador of love. And it is through this connection that you have with the rest of the world that everything becomes purified. That love reaching beyond the planet Earth, going to the moon, to all the planets of the solar system, and all the stars in the universe. Because whether you're aware of it or not, you have enough love to spread out to the entire universe. So we're going to hold this position with our eyes closed, body relaxed, for the next few moments. Very good. Let's open our eyes. It's very important that you learn to relax yourself, that you learn to tap into a deep relaxation. It's time to start letting go of those tensions, letting them go, not trapping them as if they were a treasure. Because stress is cumulative. Inside of you, you keep becoming overloaded by stress and you don't even notice. Until you reach a moment where you cannot handle it anymore. Stress is like a serial killer. It kills. It destroys you. It destroys your family. It debilitates you. It's not worth it. It is not worth it to store up all of that stress inside of you. You need to learn to let it go. You need to learn to work with the stress, because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it for you? Stress is associated with cancer, with migraines, with thyroid problems, with high and low blood pressure, with skin diseases, with functioning of the digestive system, like constipation. Stress diminishes your defenses. It takes sleep away from you and makes you insomnia. It robs all of your energy, and it makes you lose all of your energy, your concentration, your willpower. Stress takes over and destroys your life. You need to understand this, and you need to work with this, because if you do not have inner peace, if you don't have mental peace, your life will be a living hell. Everything that you do will be a disaster. Supposedly, that after each year that you live, you should have more energy. Supposedly, after every year you live, you should be even happier, because you've had one more year to work with your health, work with your mind, work with your life. But stress robs you of the most beautiful moments in life. When you have a lot of stress, you cannot live the present. The mind is going way too quickly. You're here, but your mind is going in circles and circles and circles. And you can't disconnect yourself. Stress imprisons you. It destroys you. And it takes over everything. It is not a joke. Because if the purpose of life is to be happy, and to be happy you need inner peace, well then that stress is going to rob you of that inner peace. And as a result, your life is going to be a living hell. And you can't keep going like that. Learn to let it go. Let go of the stress. Don't store it up as if it were a treasure of yours and hold on to it like a precious little baby. When you have a lot of stress, it affects your family. It affects your kids. It affects your spouse. It affects your parents, your friends. Because when you have a lot of stress, you start to become explosive, impatient, intolerant, rebellious, and you get bothered by anything. And who suffers the consequences? The people who you love most. The people who put up with everything. That when they're near you, they are receiving all of those negative vibrations that you're sending out. Stress makes you be negative. Stress makes you sick. And if we don't know how to work with it, and we don't want to work with it because we think that we're okay, that we think that the only people who are messed up are all the other people. But you know, your ego is very strong, and it doesn't allow you to see that you need help, that you need to take time out to train yourself. If you don't do anything, imagine in 10 years. Imagine yourself in 10 years. In many cases, stress accumulates in your shoulders, in your neck, and a bunch of different muscle groups, and makes your muscles very rigid. It can cause muscle spasms. Stress kills. It seems that it doesn't, but it does. Are you going to keep playing with your life? Your future depends on your present. And if you don't do anything now, imagine yourself in 10 or 15, 20 years, how you are going to be. In the later years of life, your senior years, these should be the most beautiful years of your life. Because at that point, you have learned a lot. You have had time to train your mind, to relax more, to sleep more deeply, to relax more profoundly. It's not the number of hours that you sleep. That doesn't matter. It's how profound, how deep you can get into that sleep. So someone who sleeps only 4 hours, but is able to relax and rest profoundly, can rest and feel more rejuvenated than a person who sleeps 10, 12 hours in a row, but does not know how to relax. Think about it. It's about relaxing deeply. But since the majority of us have so many tensions, we bring that stress and those tensions with us when we go to sleep. And we get all those stress, nightmares, tensions, and the person we're sleeping with, we're kind of just making jerking movements, and we're bothering them too. So we can't even live in peace, and we don't allow our loved ones to live or to sleep in peace either. It's not worth it. The yoga philosophy has very specific orientations and techniques, very profound, very simple, to confront and to work with the stress. The less stress you have, the more relaxed your mind will be. And the more relaxed your mind is, the easier it is for you to educate it, to control it, to manage it. But stress is such a large cause of disease, and people going from one doctor to another, one anesthesiologist to another. They're going all over the place looking for help, but they only get worse. Because the physical problems, the symptoms that they are experiencing, they are simply a byproduct of something deeper within you, of your tensions and your stress that you haven't, psychologically, that you have not been able to deal with. So we need to start working with that. Letting go of tensions. You need to learn how to let go of them. Practice yoga. So stress can also lead to depression. When you are depressed, everything diminishes. Your initiative, your willpower, your desire to live. And this is no good. Because in a perfect world, we want to have a strong mind, to have a strong immune system. But that stress weakens the immune system and weakens your defenses towards infectious diseases. Remember that stress brings worries. And the more stress you have, the more you worry about things. We're way too involved in our worries. Our mind controls our body so much that those worries in our mind affect our body. The more stress you have, the more worries you have. And those worries are not going to resolve your problems. On top of that, they will take away energy from you. They will suck you dry of energy. All of those worries weaken you. And they also negatively influence your immune system, your sleep cycle. It takes your entire system out of balance. It takes your body, your mind, your intellect and ego all out of balance. And in the long run, you end up with more disease. Every time that you feel a worry coming into you, put the brakes on and think, is this worth worrying about? Is this worth thinking about? Is this going to help me resolve this problem? Do these worries help me in some way? Help the world in some way? Does this help me in any way to resolve this problem? And if the answer is no, then exchange that for a positive idea, a positive thought. Why do you have to be a slave to your thoughts? Learn to think, to change your thoughts. Don't keep being directed by your worries. So it's about being alert, being awake, and asking yourself, why do I need to be worried about this right now? You need to take care of it without worrying about it, because worries take up so much energy that it weakens your mind completely. Remember, you need to learn to increase your mental energy, because if you do this, you also increase your memory, your concentration, and your ability to do things. You will triumph in life. If you don't have energy, you don't have memory, you don't have concentration, you forget everything, what's going to happen to you at work? How much time can you dedicate to your life, to your work, to anything if you do not have energy? So worries are not our friend. And when worries get together with stress, your life transforms for the worse. But there is another problem, that is the fear that comes deep from within us, deep from within our personality. And you become aware of it only when you're deep within it. And that fear also destroys your life. Because when you are fearful, when you are scared, you start sending negative thoughts out to the universe. You say, this isn't going to go well, I'm going to get sick, my family doesn't love me, I'm sick. So when you have a lot of fear, you attract disease, you attract chaos, and you attract negative problems. So a person with fear does not function properly in life. So once, a long time ago, when I went to give a lecture, my first lecture on mantra yoga meditation, I was very scared. I was sweating, I was shaking. The night before, I couldn't go to sleep. I don't even remember, I think I must have even gotten diarrhea. I was totally out of control. My beloved master, Swami Guru Devanand, I went to him and I told him, Master, I'm scared. And then he just smiled and he says, you're scared? Well, give the conference, give the lecture, being scared with your fear. And that's exactly what I did. I assure you, I have no idea to this day what I said during that conference, because I went in blank because I was so scared. But everyone was telling me afterwards how much they enjoyed the lecture, and they congratulated me. And now, since then, I've given hundreds, maybe thousands of lectures. So if you're running away from fear, and you turn 180 degrees and you face that fear will go. But if you keep running away from that fear will only grow stronger and stronger and stronger, and will make your mind more negative. So you need to start to confront that fear. You need to start to confront it and ask yourself, why am I scared? Why am I scared of this? Why in the world am I scared? Many people in life fail because of fear alone. Most of the time they fail simply because they do not try. They don't actually confront that fear and give an effort and try. We need to learn to turn around, look at that fear in the eyes, and say, get out of here, fear. I don't accept you here. Leave. So those three things: stress, worries, and fear are going to destroy our lives if we do not put them in check. So now are the solutions. What can we do? What can you do to work with these problems that are everywhere, So, number one is your diet, what you eat. So, if we change what we eat to foods that are more natural, more plant-based, then we will see positive results. Every day you should eat one large raw salad with many vegetables. You should eat one large serving of fruits. Eating more fresh fruits and vegetables, drinking lots of water. If your diet is only based on wheats, flours, animal proteins, you are going to see negative results on the body. These grains, in general, make the mind more restless. It's okay, you can eat bread once in a while, but if the foundation of your diet is based on bread and pasta and meat, then it's no good. Your body and your mind will not function optimally. So, fear and stress and worries are also related, whether you know it or not or believe it or not, with constipation. You should be going to the bathroom, going number 2, at least 2 or 3 times a day. You should be eliminating fecal matter. At least 4/5 of what you eat should come out. So, pay attention to that. Number 3 is exercise. We recommend Hatha Yoga here because it is holistic. It includes resistance training, flexibility, and also breath training. So it helps to prevent many diseases. It helps you also to relax the mind. And besides Hatha Yoga, you can also try a system of yoga that is more advanced, such as mantra yoga meditation. So, Hatha Yoga once a day or every other day, and you're going to see the difference. You will learn how to breathe properly. There is a very big difference between people who know how to breathe and people who do not know how to breathe. If you know how to breathe, you recharge yourself with energy from around the environment. You learn to be a much more healthy person. So physical exercise is not a luxury, it is a necessity, it is a priority. So now in these coronavirus times, since we're all at home, look for ways to do more exercise. We are now teaching, we have online yoga classes that are free for you to view and to exercise with. So take advantage of this. The work you do now, you will reap the rewards in 10 or 15 years. You're working for the future. You're working so that in these next years in your life, in the next few years, in the next decades, you're healthier, stronger, and happier. And the technique that is what we primarily teach here is mantra yoga meditation. It is not a religion. It doesn't actually matter what religion you practice, and it doesn't matter if you do not believe in God or you do believe in God, because it is not based on a belief system or faith. Mantra yoga meditation is a mental exercise. You do not need to be vegetarian. You do not need to change your lifestyle. The only thing that you do with this technique is meditating for 30 minutes, once in the morning and once in the evening. So all of these things, changing your diet, changing your exercise routine, both physically and mentally, you will start noticing that you have more inner peace, and you will start alleviating that stress, that fear, those insecurities, those worries will start being eliminated. Because if that's all you have inside, what can you do? What can you give others? You can only give them fear and stress and worries, because it's the only thing you have. So if you want to be able to give your family good things, you need to fill yourself first with peace, with wisdom, with tranquility. So that just by being in the presence of your family, just by being next to them, they will be able to feel that peace coming off of you. They will be relaxed just being around you. They will maybe feel motivated as well. And maybe that is the little grain of sand that you can give to humanity and to yourself to develop spiritually. Because a life without spiritual development is no good. A superficial life without spirituality is incomplete. We need both. We need the integration of the material as well as the spiritual. So something I've never told you before is relax. Let go of the stress. Learn to live a healthier lifestyle. Remember, we have started a group called Initiates in Mantra Yoga Meditation. If you are an initiate in Mantra Yoga Meditation, in no matter what country you are from, please subscribe to our group. It's a closed group for initiates only. Thank you for allowing me to enter your home. I love you all, and stay united.